That is so satisfying. Does this Kai minifig look better than the one that we get in the Fire Knight mech? In my opinion, yeah. As the year is coming to a close, so is the giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about small sets, and there's an art form to designing small sets. This is the perfect example. Endless creativity, a battle in a box. I mean, if you place these bikes on any surface and let your imagination fuel these bikes, you will have a crazy fun time. Personally, I don't think these massive $1,000 sets are as impressive when it comes to creative design, as there's less shortcuts that need to be made. And yeah, you have a massive budget, you can do a ton with that. And also with a massive budget, you can make a massive set. And very often I find that size is the only thing that's impressive with these more expensive sets. However, for $10 and you can achieve 2 bikes like this with endless creative fuel, that to me is impressive. Growing up, my favorite type of set were always these smaller sets because they demanded more imagination and more creativity from you, which is why I'm giving away this set. I truly believe that the small sets with endless creative storytelling opportunities are LEGO's biggest accomplishments to date. These big expensive sets are impressive. However, when it doesn't fit in your hand, it just doesn't trigger your imagination the same way that 2 really cool bikes would at an airport, at a train, in the backseat of a car on a road trip. These sets are great. 2 bags and 1 instruction book and no stickers. I mean, as a kid, this is what you want, like a 5 to 10 minute build and then just unravel your chaotic imagination wherever you are. So let's do it. I mean, come on, that blade is so cool. And again, as a kid, if you're seeing translucent pieces like this, at least my little brain would have gone crazy. This is so cool to see in such a cheap set. Does this Kai minifig look better than the one that we get in the Fire Knight mech? In my opinion, yeah, that sword piece is so much cooler in translucent red than it is in dark gray. And this is exactly what I want to see in a cheaper set. I want there to not be that many compromises. This is great. Building my second Dragonian reminds me a lot of building it in the blindfold challenge on my birthday. So these are our minifigs, a Spectral Dragonian and Aaron, right?
Yeah.
And they look perfect. That has to be one of the coolest helmet pieces that I've ever seen, and I am so glad that once again it shows up in a cheap set. And the way that it just clicks in perfectly in the back, that is so satisfying. That is probably the best minifig I have ever built in a cheap set. That is so cool. Generally, this set goes for 10 bucks, and these might be my favorite 2 minifigs that I have so far. The first thing that we start building is Kai's motorcycle. Something that I miss so much from the early 2000s is the cheaper price bracket sets. Bionicle sold Matorans that ran for about like 4 or 5 bucks, and they were great. I mean, you get a couple of them and you have a real world that you're building. Along with the Toa, those sets were a little bit bigger and they were the perfect price bracket. So great. So great. Obviously, we don't have a lot of pieces here, and it's not like I'm expecting an amazing build process. This set is definitely geared towards kids, but we get a great play value for the price, and that's all that I'm looking for in this set. Okay, and we get a handle, flip it over to the side. I mean, when I see this piece, I think of Knight's Kingdom, but that is a theme that I very rarely think about. Those sets were also quite collectible, lasted 3 waves, which is quite impressive too, and they had play sets as well, just like Bionicle started exploring in 05. The early 2000s were great. Even though these sets are small, like, it's the right level of detail. You're not really missing anything out. Now we add the little weapon piece on the side again. And then that's our first bike. I mean, come on, what more can you expect? This is absolutely awesome. If you got small hands and you're at the airport, just rolling that thing around on every rail you see or window. I mean, this is creative fuel for your imagination. This is perfect. This is actually everything I wanted out of this set. On to this Spectral Dragonian bike. Pretty similar build process, I'd imagine. I mean, again, we don't have a lot of pieces to work with, so I assume that they will be quite similar with only some minor weapon differences on the sides. Okay, we got some nice colors in this set too. The icy blue and the reds, that's pretty nice. And then we got red tires on this thing. I mean, that's pretty intimidating. That's pretty cool. So these little blue blade pieces go in the back, and it actually, to me at least, looks like almost like flames coming out, like blue, really hot flames. That's nice. And I think we're done. Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, come on. That is so great. Before we take a look at the set, as always, we gotta take a look at our minifigs. First up, we got Kai, an amazing minifig in one of the cheapest sets of 2025. 2 katanas and a very anime-esque blade. Love the translucent red version of this sword. As always, he's got a dual face print, and wow, this is a great minifig. Next up, we got our Spectral Dragonian Scout. Once again, wow. The most menacing Lego helmet I have ever seen. The horns are fantastic, the jaw and pauldrons are frightening, but that blade looks like a flat tentacle. But I love to see these translucent, icy limbs once again. Wow. And like always, to score this set, we gotta take a look at our play value, our building experience and building techniques, and then price and finally execution. So let's get to it. In terms of play value, I mean, we get 2 great motorcycles and 2 great minifigs and a bunch of weapons. The minifigs actually look better than most of the minifigs that I've gotten in previous Ninjago sets, but that's just my opinion. The hero of the set is Kai, and it seems that that is a very frequent occurrence in the Ninjago sets. Just like Bionicle, it seems that the red sets sell the best. Anyway, he's armed with a red translucent dragon sword, which is epic. And as if that wasn't enough, he's got 2 katanas on his back. As if that wasn't enough, he's got 2 ninja tridents on the side of his bike. And yeah, these things roll really well. The villain of the set is the Spectral Dragonian Scout, and that minifig is so great and menacing. And as always, we get the iconic spectral blue arms and legs. The motorcycle looks very on theme for the Spectral Dragonians, with these iconic blades on the sides that look like flames. 2 great minifigs and 2 really cool motorcycles that get the job done. I mean, this will provide you with endless play value wherever you are. 5 out of 5 for play value, absolutely 0 doubt. When it comes to building experience and building techniques, this is a masterclass in less is more. The motorcycles look like the perfect size for the minifigs. They're agile and not super oversized like the ones that you find in the new Combat Ninja vehicle. It doesn't take long to complete the set, however, I like that. This is the kind of set that you just want to tear the box open, build these baddies, grind them around, swoosh them around, and for that reason I quite like it. It's not really a tease. So for that reason, it's a 5 out of 5 for building experience and building techniques. I mean, this set doesn't overstay its time, and I think it knows that. $10, 2 great minifigs and 2 great motorcycles. I mean, what more can we ask for $10? And I've seen this set for $6, which is an absolute steal. So for that reason, this is a 5 out of 5 for price, for sure. When it comes to execution, I mean, this is it. This is what I want out of a battle in a box set. It does not feel uneven the slightest. There are so many great Ninjago mechs, but there's absolutely nothing for them to battle. The sets are often super uneven. This is the perfect scenario, a super even battle which provides endless opportunity for storytelling and play. And at the end of the day, that is what Lego is all about. It feels a bit strange to say this, but I think Lego does what Lego does best when they're limited to a $10 set. This is a 5 out of 5 for execution, for sure. In the end, this set receives a 20 out of 20, which might sound a bit weird, but this set achieves absolutely everything that it's set out to do. Growing up, these were my favorite types of sets, and this is a heartwarming reminder that I still love them. I got this set from Webhallen, which is where I frequently buy my Lego sets from, and it was an awesome gift. This set may be cheap, but that does not limit its value. As the year is coming to a close, so is the giveaway, and I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone who participated in the giveaway and shared their stories. It means a lot to me, and it was really nice getting to know this community a little bit better. 3 stories, however, stood out the most. The Best OG 586, your story was touching, and I'm sure your grandma's proud of you. You clearly have a heart of gold. You mentioned your little brother, and I thought that the polybag would be a fun blindfold challenge experience for both of you. Might just throw in another polybag so you both get to experience the challenge. Have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for sharing your story. Casimidris 5009, I have no clue if that's how you actually pronounce it, but you seem to have a pretty amazing friend, so I thought maybe this holiday season you two could get together and build a set again. I mean, there's 2 bikes. Happy holidays. Chowder 6976, I've read your comments for a while now. I consider you kind of an OG at this point. I'd like to thank you for your continued support on the channel, and your story made me chuckle. Your story about your girlfriend's parents visiting your flat whilst you were out of town and your father-in-law was scanning through your Lego collection and found that you are missing the MIDI Millennium Falcon set, and he thought to get you that set whilst you were out of town getting that set. And then, yeah, I mean, clearly your girlfriend's dad likes you a lot. And I just thought that was such a wholesome story, and I'm glad that he accepted you for liking Lego even as an adult. I'm not sure if you already have this set, but worst case you can expand your army, but this will be my gift to you this holiday season. Obviously, I have no idea where any of you live, so send me your address on Instagram and I'll send these sets out. If you live in Europe, I'll probably send them by post, but if you live outside of Europe, I will probably just order these sets on Amazon or the Lego website to your addresses. We'll figure it out. Have a wonderful holiday to all of you, and I hope all of your gifts rattle with Lego pieces inside. See you in 2026, and thank you so much for making my first year on YouTube absolutely incredible. Yes! Isn't it so cute? Is this a spare diamond piece?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good spare piece to have. Wow. That was my favorite as a kid.